Take questions for Kyrie. First one in the middle. 4, 2. You got in a gray shirt.
Are we good?
Raise your hand on the middle.
Program for Law Sports China. Hello, Kyrie. I want to know what were you thinking before you hitting that clutch 3 in the last minute of fourth quarter?
I'm just hoping it goes in, but when it does, I'm thinking about getting Clay and Steph. Those guys have, kind of been leading that three-point line the whole entire series. So that's all I'm really thinking about, is just getting to those guys after that shot. And it was 89-89 for a good portion of the game, especially in that fourth quarter. So I was just thinking the next team that scores has a great chance of winning the championship, and I hope that we can be the team that's on that end.
Jay on the left.
Jay on ESPN. Kyrie, last year after Game 1, you walked out of here on crutches. What's the short version of the journey from that moment to this one?
I tried to downplay it the whole entire season of the emotional kind of stress that I was putting on myself from getting hurt, not being there with my teammates, watching it on TV. And then we think about a year later of the journey of kind of unwinding here back in San Francisco and Cleveland. And the amount of great players that were on the floor at one time, and the platform and the magnitude of what it really meant for both teams. I just tried to live in it, and really just enjoy it as much as possible, but also have a very, very solid mindset that if we stick to our game plan and we limit our mistakes out there on the floor against a great team like this, we'll be all right. Attacking matchups, it really came down to just both teams just playing extremely hard, and then there was a victor at the end of the game. And if there could ever be another Game 7 like this in the NBA Finals for all end all, I mean, I hope that I'm either playing in it or I'm watching something historic like that. So I'm just really thankful to be a part of history like this, and to be done with the group that I have in that locker room, and us making history and etching our names forever in NBA history.
Does it leave you wondering if this would be back-to-back championships if you'd played last year?
No, let's not move too fast. Let's not move too fast. I think that, I talked to, I hugged Steph after the game, and I'm just like, man, I'll be seeing you a lot for the next few years to come. They have they're trying to build a dynasty over here in Oracle as well as in San Fran with this Warriors team. I mean, I never ever tried to downplay about the talent that they have on that team and the resilience that they showed in the Western Conference Finals to get here, and as well for us to take them this Game 7. So I'm just really thankful we came out on the winning end.
Chris on the right side.
Chris Parker, Cleveland Scene. They say that understanding is two parts, mental and emotional. I'm curious about the Chicago game and what kind of lesson you took from that, and how that maybe carried you or informed going through the rest of the series.
During the regular season?
The Chicago game?
During the regular season?
Yeah, during the regular season.
Okay.
Because you said that you really kind of came to an understanding from that game, and I was wondering how that impacted you.
Well, I understood that I didn't have time to be anything less than myself. I didn't have time to worry about what was going on with what everyone was saying about what we needed to be as a team, what I needed to do, what the lineup should be, what kind of player I myself needed to be in order for our team to be successful. I talked to Bron, I talked to T. Lue, I looked for a lot of wisdom from our veterans, and it was just constant, a feed of confidence from all those guys. The magnitude of taking Toronto to 6, of kind of sweeping the first 2 rounds, of being in that moment, being down, and then being in the finals. It was game to game. It's just growth, and taking it one possession at a time. So I'm really thankful to have the bonds that we have, that we created in that locker room, that we started, when I was, kind of still limping around in the facility, and watching those guys get geared up for the beginning of the season. So I just think back to those times, and just really stayed focused on what was at hand, and that was the gold trophy.
Was that also part of what a couple days ago you guys talked about, kind of closing yourself off and realizing that what happened in the locker room was all about you guys and you couldn't worry about the stuff outside
Well,
of it?
I've always been kind of echoed around that. It's like if we take care of what's important for us internally in our locker room, then we'll be all right. You know, regardless of what anybody else says of what needs to happen for our team, it was just everyone had an answer for what the Cleveland Cavaliers needed to do. So, and then now it was, you know, I just remember, you know, during when we're down 3-1, I think, you know, it was a 92% chance for Golden State to win and us for 8%. And then it goes 3-2, then it goes 3-3, and then now the odds change completely. And I'm glad it happened this way, but I'm really thankful that we got to play against a great team like the Golden State Warriors that I can tell my daughter about, I could tell my friends about, my brothers, that we accomplished something that no other team has accomplished against a team that is you know, star-studded, that I have nothing but respect for. So, okay.
All the way in the back.
Danny LaRue, Real GM. Kyrie, you talked about how you had to get back on defense after you hit that huge three. Were you able to take a mental picture of that moment I'm sure you dreamed about, or is that something that will come with time?
It'll come with time. After the game, I didn't even really know how to feel. I didn't really understand the emotions that really came with, you know, winning an NBA championship. Now I embraced my, you know, my assistant coach, Phil Handy, after the game. You know, we're on the floor, but I still haven't even released a lot of the emotions that you know, I know are building up inside of me. I think it really comes from, you know, right after the game, I'm still in this competitive mode, like, is there another game that we have to play against this great team? Like, I really just pray and hope not. And then I'm hugging everybody, and I'm glad it worked out the way it did. And I know that it'll come to me next day or a week or so or sometime when I'm embracing my family or friends or my teammates.
Kyrie, James Ham, CSN Bay Area. When you watch LeBron get so emotional, you talked about the bubble hasn't broke for you, but it did break for him. What did that do for you watching, you know, one of the greats go through that?
I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that when I watch the amount of YouTube clips that I've watched over my however long the internet has been around, or YouTube has been around for me, I've watched Bron in Game 7s. I've watched Kobe in Game 7s. I've watched a lot of guys before they were, you know, Bron actually got to be my teammate. And to experience that with a great player like that, that is a future Hall of Famer that deals with so much criticism and a lot of naysayers, and to be able to grow with him is just awesome. And I'm very thankful that I have a guy like that that's leading our team that I can continue to learn from. And when my time does come of being able to lead a franchise and see that the landscape of how it's supposed to be composed. I watched Beethoven tonight right now of LeBron James compose the game. He had a freaking triple-double in Game 7 of the NBA Finals game, and there'll still be naysayers, but I know it doesn't matter to him, and it doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that we're champions, and our whole team is etched in history.
Do final two